don't have to cut it, I don't have to burn it, and we can pull as much cordage as we need. You can see I can just pull, and it's not gonna get tangled on me. Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival in Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today, the top 5 Fieldcraft methods that all soldiers use to prep their paracord for deployment. Stand by. All right, so it's important to prep our paracord or any cordage or line before going to the field. Having it prepped ahead of time saves us a lot of time in the field and from pulling a giant rat's nest out of our rucksack or something like that. So if we go to the PX, the post exchange or the shop, we're gonna get paracord in hanks like this, where they usually come in 50-foot hanks or 100-foot hanks, 100-foot being the gold standard. We can take this back to the barracks or back to the house and prep this ahead of time and throw it in our kit. But sometimes in training, you may come across a giant spool like this while you're out in the field getting smoked, and the rain is coming down and it's cold and you're exhausted and tired and you hadn't eaten anything for a while. And you gotta take this and then break it down into sections for your kit as part of a packing list. And so this is a 1,000-foot spool, and typically what we'll do is we'll grab that end, grab good arm's length from fingertip to fingertip with our arms completely spread. We'll get 10 or 20 of those good arm lengths to give us roughly 50 feet and roughly 100 feet. Cut it off, burn it, and then we need a way to actually stow that large amount of cordage in our rucksack or prep it so we can use it for Fieldcraft and still meet the packing list standards, and that way we can avoid getting scuffed up even more. So there's a lot of good ways to prep that paracord ahead of time. Some are gonna take a little bit longer up front, but are gonna be great for the field where we can just pull it, cut it, burn it, and forget it. Others, there's ways to stage it into smaller sections maybe, or to coil it up for single purposes. We're gonna look at a few of those. And so that first use is the simple hank. This is great for quick deploy ridge lines, like out at the Pathfinder school where we have maybe a 25-foot section of cordage. You can do this with 50. If you do over 50 feet of cordage, up to 100, it's getting a little bit cumbersome, especially with big man hands like mine. 25 feet or less is gonna be good. And this is ideal for just single use paracord. We have even smaller sections that we can use for guy lines, for our tarp or our tent or whatever, something like this that we can keep in the pocket. And here, we've got an end of line bowline on the loop at the end, and all we have to do is pull, and we can quickly deploy this, and you'll notice it's not getting caught up, it's not tangling. That's the whole purpose, is to have this so we can pull it out very quickly, use it, and then once we're done, we can collect it back up, because paracord is going to be the cordage that we want to hang on to and collect back up and then reuse later on, because it's got so many different purposes for survival. But with that hank and that end of line bowline or a stopper knot on the end, all we have to do is take that, put it through our pinky and ring finger, and then simply coil it back and forth, forming figure eights. And once we get down to the end with about a foot of cordage, we can take this off our fingers, hold it together, and simply wrap the cordage up. And once we get to the end, we can simply loop it and create just a simple overhand knot or X. And then now, if this goes in our pocket, it's not gonna come undone on us, but we can pull this out and then do it all over again each time we need this cordage. And it would behoove us to always have some sort of cordage, maybe 6 or 10 feet in our pocket. But we can do this with up to 25, so we can make 4 of these if we have 100 feet, or 2 if we have 50 feet. Of these ready to go. Use one, keep a couple more in the rucksack, or distribute them and carry our cordage that way. So that's one method, the hank. The second method is just a simple coil. That's where we go in between our palm or over our thumb here, then around our elbow. This method is quick and easy, especially if you're pulling off a ton of cordage and if you're running low on time, or if your cordage is running away. If you're running low on time and you've just got to get that cordage, wrap it up real quick, throw it in your rucksack, and you're gonna worry about it later. This method is gonna turn into a rat's nest if you're not careful inside your rucksack. And so you could take a retainer band or a rubber band and put it around this cordage, shove this in your rucksack, and then come back later on and square this away into proper hanks or lengths or whatever you're gonna do to actually stow this paracord. I would recommend this is gonna be a quick paracord, grab and go, shove it in the assault bag, move back to a safe position out of sight of the ranger instructors, and then prep this and get it ready for field. So that's the second method, the simple coil. The third method that I really like is just creating a simple keeper or a line keeper. There's a couple different ones out now. Atwood, makes a good keeper. And they can even make smaller ones where you have that micro cordage. And you can make your own. Actually, this is made out of just trash plastic that I found and cut out into the shape of a toggle or a keeper like that, and then wrapped cordage around. This is approximately 50 feet of OD green paracord. You'll notice it's got holes at the top here to where we can actually stow and lock that paracord in place, wrap it up nice and neat, and then lock it on the other side with another stopper knot. And then all we have to do with this cordage is undo the knot, and we can take our knife, cut our cordage, grab our lighter, because we should always have a lighter in our pocket, burn it off, and then now we have the length of cordage we need. We wrap this back up, whatever's excess, place it through the hole to kind of lock it in place, and then throw this back in our rucksack. And it's not going anywhere, it's not gonna get tangled, it's not gonna turn into a rat's nest, but we have the appropriate length of cordage that we need to go with our kit. And so creating just an improvised keeper or toggle or something like this is going to be great. And then if you want to actually go with commercial brands, you can get those, and these things come with razor blades, and it's also got a space in here. You can stick a lighter, or as I prefer sometimes, is to stick just a small survival kit in there. Small items, fire starters, commando saw, maybe some needle, thread, safety pins, just a small survival kit inside that carrier, because I'm gonna have a lighter in my pocket anyway, and I'm gonna use the extra space in here for different things as opposed to a lighter. But this is the third way to prep paracord. That fourth method is gonna be the cut and coil here. With this is a great technique for prepping our paracord ahead of time. The downside of this is that we've got to undo the coil while we're out in the field, untie it, pull out the strand, and then tie the remaining cordage back up before using our strand. But the best part about this is that we don't have to cut it and we don't have to burn it out in the field. So it's great for maybe non-permissible environments where we've got to maintain that low silhouette and remain undetected, and we don't want to walk around having to start a lighter every 5 minutes because it'll give away our position, or people will hear it or see it or smell burning plastic, whatever. Or we don't want to take the time to actually cut this up in the field. We just want to have it cut already to varying lengths and then use it while we're out in the field easily for things like guy lines or for ridge lines and poles and stuff like that. And so what we do with this cut and coil method is we can do it with smaller hanks like 50 foot or even 100 foot. And what we're going to do, and I'll use my little quick deploy hank here to show you, is we're gonna unwrap all that cordage. We're gonna find the two ends, place them together, come down until we find the middle. And once we find the middle, we're gonna place it with those two ends again, go down again and find the middle. And we can do this as many times as we need to, and notice the cordage is getting shorter and shorter. We can continue connecting the ends together to give us our appropriate length. This is going to be about 6 feet lengths right here, or 6 foot lengths, and this is going to be approximately 10 feet of length of cordage. So as we fold the cordage over and connect the bites with the two ends, we can do this as many times as we want to give us those 5 foot or 6 foot sections, or to give us those 10 foot sections. And all we do here is we hold this, and we're going to cut the bites, burn them off, and then we're going to tie them together to give us thin lengths of paracord to use. With this 5 foot section, we're going to put an overhand knot in the end and simply coil this up. And so now I can grab the loops at one end, pull this out into a coil. And now we can undo that knot without tangling it up too much. And so here we have just 5 foot sections of cordage that are doubled over or creating a bite, where I can pull out one piece of 5 foot section like this, use it for whatever I need. Notice nothing else came out. It's already pre-made, ready to go. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to burn it. I can use that 5 foot section for a guy line, for a tie down, whatever you want to use it for. Once I'm done, all I have to do now is take my cordage, find the ends, do a quick overhand knot on the end, get it down as best as possible, and then here I just coil it like I'm coiling my 1-inch tubular nylon webbing for my Swiss seat, or an overhand knot, and we don't pull it all the way through. Continue to grab, pull it through, get to the end, we just push the loops through, tighten it down so we have our little coil, which looks kind of janky right now, but we'll roll with it. Find the middle of our loops like that, and then simply put it around a carabiner or keep it tied. And then now we have our 5 foot sections still tied up, ready to go. Again, no cutting, no burning. We can use that 5-foot section to go after whatever task we've got to perform. And then once we're done, if we're done with this, we don't need it anymore. We can either shove it in our pocket, which is a good idea, hank it up, or we can put it back on this. And so all we do is go in reverse, uncoil it, tie it. With this line that we were using, we just find the two ends, lay them over top of our coil or the other cut sections of our paracord. Now, all we have to do, tie it back up. You can hear the pitter patter of rain out there. Just put that overhand knot on, and then now coil it up, best as possible anyway. Trick to this is to try to tighten it as best as possible. Again, I'm not really worried about it. It's all gonna stay together. And when I'm in a hurry, I don't really care. I'm just gonna pull this out, get it to where it needs to be, and then put the carabiner on. And I've got my cordage ready to go. All right, so it's back on the carabiner. Not the prettiest thing, I kind of bungled that, but that's okay. It's not going anywhere, not really worried about it. But this is a very easy method, the cut and coil and attach it to a carabiner. The reason they've got paracord and carabiners in the PX, use what you've got, and then keep this in our rucksack or attach it to the outside of the rucksack or a salt bag or whatever. Get this out, untie it, pull out as much cordage as we need, coil the rest back up, stow it, and then once we're done, collect up the cordage that we used, put it back into the coil, and we're ready to move out. So that's the fourth method. Now that last technique, probably the best technique, is the paracord donut, one of my favorites. It's gonna take a lot of time up front to create the donut, but on the back end, it's well worth the effort and time it takes because we can quickly deploy this cordage, pull it out, cut it to length, burn it, and then secure it without losing our 100 feet of paracord. And it's not going anywhere. We can actually put this on a pull-up bar or on a hook and do pull-ups from it. That cordage is not gonna come undone on us. But it is gonna take a lot of time, like I said, up front because we're doing the same knot over and over and over and over and over again until we finish out that 100 foot and give ourselves a donut like this. Now with that quick deploy, once we get to the end of our cordage, all we have to do is secure it in here, pull out the tag, and we can pull as much cordage as we need out of our donut, cut it, and then simply stow the remaining cordage and not have it pull out. If we're gonna make a donut, we're gonna grab our cordage from the PX, 100 feet, again, is a good length. And the trick with this, when it comes coiled like this, you don't wanna take the outside line, the outside end, you leave that one down, don't take that one, find the one that's on the inside. And when you pull it, it will come undone without getting tangled. You can see I can just pull, and it's not gonna get tangled on me. So that's the trick. So now to make a coil, what we're gonna do is take our cordage and we're gonna make just some loose wraps, 4 or 5 loose wraps around our hand. Doesn't have to be perfect by any means. We're just making 4 or 5 wraps like that. And we're gonna start where the end of our paracord is right there. And all we're doing, I'm gonna take this cordage, I'm gonna fold it over once just to create a simple bite. And then I'm gonna grab in between the loop. I'm gonna grab in between the loop, that standing end of cordage. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna go through the loop I created around the 4 or 5 wraps. I'm gonna pull it tight so I have just a simple knot like that. I'm gonna hold that in place. This is the worst part. I'm gonna shore up that line or dress it. I'm gonna take this line, I'm gonna go up over the wraps here, and then now through that loop, I'm gonna pull the standing end until it cinches down that knot. And so I should have something like this. Keep going back and forth, alternating around my wraps, inside and out. And so now my line's on the outside, my loop is on my side. I'm gonna go in through the loops this way, up through, and then pull the standing end to cinch down the previous loop. And I've got that. I'm gonna dress the knot, and now all I do is alternate each time. Each time I'm coming up from underneath. I'm coming up from underneath and through. I'm just alternating which side I do it on. All right, so here I've got a few wraps. You'll notice that it looks somewhat like the wraps right there. It's just the same knot over and over and over again. It's just a quick release. That's all it is. It's a quick release going around the 4 or 5 wraps that we made, forming the donut. Now we're just making wraps going around our donut, and we're going to continue until we get to a large donut like this. This is what it's going to look like when we're done. A few more here for you. So I'm going through the donut each time, and I'm pulling that cordage. Once you finally make it all the way around, it'll start to become a little easier. So all I'm doing is making just a bunch of quick release knots, and I'm going through the donut hole every time. All it is just alternating sides. And you can kind of change this out. Once you get it started, it'll kind of stay in place for you. You won't have to worry about it too much, and you'll figure it out. You guys are smart. And it doesn't matter if they're really tight or really loose, but this definitely takes a lot of time. So if you've got nothing else to do in the patrol base, and you've got your range card done or your sector sketch done, you've already pulled security, you've already scraped your face and had your MRE, then what better things to do than to sleep or to hank your paracord. And there you can see we've kind of got it going right now, about halfway around, and we probably still got another 90 feet of paracord, but that's what it'll look like once you get done. And so we'll just demonstrate on this piece. Just keep going up and around, and if you pull too much out, you can simply hank this back up using the same knot and stow that cordage. That's what I like about the donut as well, is that you don't have to worry about losing or using too much cordage, because if you don't cut it, you can always rewrap it on the donut. But notice now, we've come to the end. We've got our tag right here, and we've got our last loop. This one, we're just not gonna make a quick release. We're just gonna take our extra end right here, and we're gonna put it through that loop, the last loop we created for our slip, and then simply pull tight. And then now, this is stowed, and if we need it, all we have to do, even in the dark, is just grab this, find the end, undo that quick release, pull out as much as we need, cut it, stow the rest, burn it later, and then use that paracord for whatever we need to. But the donut is another good method, probably the best method for quick deploy cordage, ready to go in a hank out in the field, that we can cut it, burn it, and then stow the rest and have available anytime we need it. Good to go. All right, guys, a down and dirty video today on the 5 best Fieldcraft methods soldiers use to prep their paracord. We've got everything here from quick grab and go techniques like the simple coil between our hand and our elbow. Throw this in our rucksack or our pocket and we'll handle it later. Back in the patrol base, to things like simple figure-8 hanks that are quick deploy, good for quick deploy ridge lines or single uses where they're gonna be out for a long time, or to put cordage in our pocket and have it available and easily accessible for use, as well as things like pre-made keepers with plastic or trash that we can find to organize and keep our paracord, as well as pre-cut lengths of paracord on a coil and a carabiner that we can take, undo the coil, pull out the section we need, coil everything back up, and then once we're done, we can take that paracord back, put it back in the coil it up, and this goes right in our rucksack or on the outside very easily. And then finally, the good old-fashioned paracord donut, which gives us easily accessible paracord that we just pull with a bunch of quick release knots, cut it, burn it, stow it, lock it in place, and then throw this back in the rucksack. Use the cordage that we need, and then with that cordage, we can either keep it with our gear, like a shelter kit, or we can put it in our pocket or give it to somebody else. A lot of different uses with paracord methods here, where we have unorganized to organized, and then we have ways to take back that cordage and stow it again in pre-cut sections. So a lot of good advantages and some disadvantages with ideas like this. But I really hope you liked this video. Again, a down and dirty video today. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.